Hello everyone and welcome to the class of spectrum allocation in device-to-device communication. In device-to-device communication class today we are going to discuss about the spectrum allocation strategies. So in terms of spectrum usage, this device-to-device communication is mainly classified into two types. The very first is in-band device-to-device communication and out-band device-to-device communication. So this device to device, like we have divided into two types, in band and out band. Let's discuss about in band device to device communication. So we are having cellular communication and device to device communication. When cellular communication and D2D communication, they use the same spectrum which is licensed to cellular operator. So when they are using the same spectrum as licensed one, we can say in band D2D communication. Further, the license spectrum can be further divided into non-overlapping, like suppose I have bid for a spectrum and I am the cellular operator, so I have purchased the cellular band. So I will divide the band into two. I will reserve some portion for the D2D and I will reserve some portion for the cellular communication respectively. So in band basically means that you are having the same licensed band and you have to use that for D2D and cellular communication. Outband is totally opposite to that. It uses the unlicensed spectrum where cellular communication does not occur. That means you are having a band for the cellular communication and you have to use another band for the device to device communication. This type of spectrum allocation or bandwidth division is basically benefit because it helps in eliminating the interference. We can have interference between the device to device and also we can have interference for cellular user. And interference could be operating in both the bands. So if you have reserved bands for both the communications, one is for cellular and one is for D2D, so there is no chance of interference. So outband technology, like it could be further divided into controlled and autonomous type. Controlled one, like we can control, and other one is autonomous, is as per their demand. Now the next is device to device communication in LTE Advanced. Here we are having the concept of proximity based services. We call it as PROC communication. It allows basically PROC communication, it allows physical devices so that they can discover themselves and they can communicate via direct links. So this PROC communication is mainly used in the public safety communication because LTE Advanced has a concept of public safety. So this is basically used for public safety communication as well as commercial application on a public safety only. Here we can have device to device discovery and D2D communication, which are defined as a support for PROC. Device to device discovery is like you have to discover the devices and then you can communicate. So we can use PROC communication or device to device communication is there in LTE Advanced, which is based on proximity based services. We require to install various PROC applications which are installed on a user equipment and they can exchange data with PROC application in with the help of remote PROC application server. So for device to device communication we can have three scenarios. The very first is that when all user equipments involved in the D2D communication are within the network coverage area. So next case is when some of the user equipments in D2D communication are within the network coverage area or none of the user equipment in D2D communication are within the coverage area. So first is when all in the network coverage area, then some and none in the network coverage area. So this is about spectrum allocation in D2D communication. Thank you so much.